Hong Kong has a rich history, but there are hundreds of videos on that. So I've decided to take a deep look into the history of certain districts in Hong Kong. Today we're taking a deeper look into Tsim Sha Tsui. The area known as Tsim Sha Tsui first materializes in Ming Dynasty documents from ancient times, but only as an area of small villages and seafront piers. During the 1850s, it was mostly known as the area in which incense grew, and the incense was exported through what is now known as the New Territories. Hence, the area was constantly full of fragrance from the shipments, and became known as the Fragrant Harbor, a term still used today to describe Victoria Harbor. By the early 19th century, the region had become a major trade route, and in 1839, the Tsim Sha Tsui Peninsula was a major provision point for sailing boats from around the world that came to trade in China, mostly going up the Pearl River to Canton. On the 7th of July in that year, a riot occurred, which started over an argument about alcohol, and some British and American sailors desecrated a Taoist temple in Tsim Sha Tsui. A man named Lin Wenix was killed, and the 6 sailors responsible were arrested. The ensuing arguments between British and Chinese imperial authorities over the jurisdiction for trying them was part of the start of the First Opium War, ending in 1842. On the 18th of October 1860, at the culmination of the Second Opium War, the region was ceded to Britain as part of Kowloon under the terms of the Convention of Peking. The area had been leased earlier that year, but after the war, it was outright ceded and did not return to Chinese hands until 1997. Under British rule, Tsim Sha Tsui developed rapidly as a trading center, and with the establishment in 1888 of the Star Ferry, which crossed between the Kowloon side of Hong Kong and the Hong Kong side of Hong Kong, it became well integrated with the rest of Hong Kong. At this time, the area was mostly used as a residential area for European settlers, with so-called garden housing replicating the styles of houses and gardens seen by the residents in their native European countries. By the turn of the 19th century, however, overcrowding on Hong Kong Island expanded into Tsim Sha Tsui. Tsim Sha Tsui became more of a housing and light industry, and started developing warehouses and piers. The next big turning point for Tsim Sha Tsui was the establishment of the Kowloon to Canton Railway, which started operation on the 1st of October 1910. A terminus was built right on the waterfront in Tsim Sha Tsui, on reclaimed land, but was not completed until 1915. This was to be the major transport point in Hong Kong until 1970. Being able to take a train from Kowloon all the way into China made trade and tourism possible in ways that had never been possible before. Via connections with the Trans-Siberian Railway, it was possible to travel by train from Tsim Sha Tsui to London in a matter of weeks. And with tourists arriving into Tsim Sha Tsui, more and more tourist facilities were developed. Most importantly and famously, the Peninsula Hotel. The Peninsula Hotel opened in 1928, and is known as the finest hotel east of the Tsui. This was just the start of Tsim Sha Tsui's development into a major tourist location, with the southern part of Nathan Road becoming the Golden Mile. In 1975, the railway station was relocated to Hung Hom, and the area became the cultural center and the Space Museum, 2 of the most ridiculed buildings at the time, which have since become well-loved and iconic of Hong Kong. Today, the area continues to be developed, with the redevelopment of the Tsim Sha Tsui waterfront, and also the K11 Art Mall, which is the first art mall in Hong Kong.